Is it just me, or did it feel like Zoro was bossing up like some captain material when he was like, fuck that motherfucker Sanji, he ain't even say bye? Like, part of it felt like he was bossing up, and then part of it felt like he was kind of sad and disappointed at the same time that he did that, so he reverted to being an asshole, because it's like, you know, their relationship, Zoro and Sanji, is like a, I love you, you're my brother, but I can't stand you at the same time. So when he did that, I think that was kind of kicking in how he feels about Sanji. Then when he actually said he didn't even say thank you, goodbye, nothing like that, you can see that he was hurt by it because he didn't necessarily understand it. But at the same time, him bossing up and saying, yo, we got bigger fish to fry right now. This is why people constantly debate that Zoro feels like he's captain level, because right now, the way Zoro reacted to it, that's how a captain really is gonna act. That's how a true captain of a ship is gonna be like, yo, alright, you know what, fuck him, we got big fish to fry right now, we got bigger problems than what he wanna do, and if he wanna, you know, go off and shit like that, then fuck him. Because being realistic, if you're looking at the situation from Zoro's standpoint, because Zoro still doesn't really have an idea of what's wrong with Sanji and his past and stuff like that, so he's looking at it for face value, and he's kind of like, yo, we got big problems right now, and he want to stick his nose. He probably could have got out of that shit with Capone, but he chose to go over there. Nah, we got to deal with Kaidou right now. So I kind of understand Zoro's standpoint in all of this. It just comes across as like a bit of a dick, but at the same time, again, I felt as though he manned up with what a captain would be like. And if you think about it in that perspective, if this was a different manga where people would just be like, kind of how the real world can be sometimes, like, okay, you know what, people don't want to listen to me, I'm out of here. I think Zoro would have probably left at some given point the Straw Hats because of that. I mean, we know that Zoro and all them, their family and stuff like that, but just think if this was like a different type of series where, you know, the main cast wasn't always going to be together all the time, it would have been a situation like that. And the way Luffy was having this lack of understanding of the situation and trying to grasp what's going on, he's like, so wait, are we going to get a new crew member? I think to a certain degree that was the narrative trying to drill into our heads and thoroughly explain the situation for people that might not understand what's going on with Sanji. It's not necessarily that he was captured or abducted, it's more so along the lines of he made that choice. It was his choice to go with them, and he got to deal with his problems, and he's trying to do it on his own. And what you got to think for a second is we already know that there's some big shit regarding Sanji's family. We know something is up, his father, and then the revelation we got at the end of the chapter, but it builds them up even more when Sanji's like, I don't want to drag my Nakama into this, I'm just gonna go. I'm just gonna go, fuck it, alright, I'm going. It shows that they're nothing to fuck with. The Straw Hats have some crazy enemies right now. Like, I was sitting down reading the chapter and thinking to myself, hold on. So we got Big Mom on our ass, Kaidou wants blood, and then Blackbeard. We got 3 of the fucking 4 Yonko, which, you know, Shanks at the end of the day, he loves Luffy, he's not gonna really come at his head or whatever, but 3 of the 4 Yonko are enemies of the Straw Hats at this point. Like, the fucking odds are being stacked against them tremendously. And if it was Big Mom as well as Sanji's father that set up this, you know, arranged marriage, you gotta think for a second, did Big Mom pull a strategist maneuver? Did she do this because it's like, okay, I got problems with Straw Hat, you know what, I'm gonna make this motherfucker marry one of my sloppy ass daughters or family members or whatever, and then I'm gonna own the Straw Hats and they're gonna become a part of me. So it's kind of like, I think to a certain degree, we're getting a little more insight into Big Mom. Not only is she just this big monstrosity of a monster, she's intelligent as well, because that's a strategist right there. Like, yo, you know what? I'm gonna force this motherfucker to work under me, and then probably when she gets her hands on him, probably gonna fucking kill him. And it's an interesting setup, because again, I feel as though the build up to Zou was a long time coming. It was like, yo, we're going to Zou, we're going to Zou, we're going to Zou. And so far, it's been feeling more like a pit stop, because every threat that we've had on this island is already gone. So now with them talking about going to find Sanji, we're not going to be on Zou that long, which makes me think either A, Zou is kind of like, what was the point of building it up if we're not going to be there that long, or B, right before the Straw Hats are about to depart for wherever they're going to look for Sanji, maybe some threat is going to come and that's going to stall them a little bit longer for them to stay on Zou. Maybe, you know, Weeble is going to show up looking for Luffy to ultimately find Marco, and that's going to happen, because again, it's like, are we really going to leave Zou this quick? Although the Minks are talking about going with them, so maybe like there's going to be some sort of connection. Like, I feel as though even though every route we have at this point leads leaving Zou, something is going to have to connect back to Zou, and the Minks talking about like, yo, we want to help Sanji, we know he's a good dude, is going to be the connection to either bring them back to Zou or prolong their stay on Zou longer, because it's like everywhere they gotta go is off Zou, so it's like,
By the way, just want to quickly mention we got the all-time pairing, Chopper x Wanda. Chopper, go in, go Monster Point, and make that shit happen. Seriously, never thought I'd see Chopper having a real proper crush on a half-decent looking weird fucking monster. It kind of makes sense for Chopper to kind of go that route because they're like still humanoid-ish and they can talk, but at the same time they're furry, so it's like these are the ideal candidates for Chopper to find love if he's ever gonna find love. And of course the shocking revelation at the end that it wasn't any royalty, it wasn't mobsters, assassins. And you gotta think for a second, if they were able to go from North Blue to East Blue and then to New World, yeah, when we do finally find out what his family's name is and their backstory and everything, they're obviously on a whole other level to go all around here and still have this power to arrange a marriage with the Charlotte family, with Big Mom. So yet again, very good chapter of One Piece. Honestly, the setup was really good. I mean, a couple of the Neko Mamamushi parts was like, whatever, but aside from that, the setup and everything is like, things just continue to heat up, and finding out that Sanji is of assassin blood, yo. So I guess big question yet again is, why would Sanji be taken out of his family? Was it that he left? Did they throw him out? Was it that the assassin life just wasn't for him? What the fuck happened? And also with all the talk Zoro was saying about, like, you know, we gotta go against Kaidou, this and that. Which of the Yonko you think we're gonna face first? Obviously, Blackbeard is probably going to be towards the end. So are we gonna have the Kaidou fight coming soon, where Zoro's probably gonna have to fight Captain Jack, and I want to see that so bad? Or are we gonna have the Big Mom situation? Since we're headed towards Big Mom, you could assume Big Mom, but if Kaidou shows up, shit's a wrap. But let's be real here, Luffy ain't ready for that Kaidou. I don't feel he's ready for that shit. And your overall thoughts of the chapter, One Piece continuing to heat up, 8 out of 10 for this bad boy. Very good stuff. But thanks for watching. If you enjoyed anything about this video, make sure to drop me a like. I'd greatly appreciate it. And if you want more from me, make sure to subscribe and check out my Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all that good stuff. You get to check out a little bit more of me, what's going on, what I'm talking about after the videos are over. I'm ForneverWorld, and as always, people, have an awesome day.